Are you the problem? That was a nice word. That was a nice word and version of saying, "Are you the problem?"
Welcome back to another episode of
Cabernet&Chaos.
I totally wanted to say something else, but I tried. Okay.
Yeah, I thought about it before we started. I was like, let me make sure I don't.
Yeah. Good
Okay.
job, guys. But yeah, guys, welcome back to another episode. As you can see, we have a special guest, Mr. Birthday Boy himself. Do you want to introduce yourself? What do you want us to call you? Like Goonie or?
I mean, online I'm JR Downtown, I guess. People
that one.
people from the hood, they call me Goonie. Basically, I'm a mechanic. Do I introduce
Oh yeah,
myself
if you
all
want
the
to
way?
go full throttle, baby,
Yeah,
go.
basically, I'm a young man from Little Burgundy, mechanic, father. That's about it for me, right? Artist. I like to create art and experience art, different types of art, all across the board.
Lyricant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cheers.
Cheers to
To your
Goonie.
birthday.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so are you ready to just like get into like a little bit of chaos? Or you want to like go slow a little bit? All right, so you talked about fatherhood, right? So you are a newly father. Can you want to touch on that? Like, how's that going for you?
How
Because
does it feel?
you are a single dad, right? So
Yes. It's great. I mean, it's everything people that actually like love being fathers, like how they hype it up growing up. It's exactly how it is, like seeing my daughter and raising her and learning from her and also teaching her at the same time. And the craziest part about being a dad, honestly, is that my daughter looks just like my mom. So it's like I was raised by my mom, and now it's like I'm raising my mom too. So
that's so beautiful.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I never thought of it
Mm-hmm.
that way.
And I love how you said like you learn from her as well. I think
Yeah.
that's like very important, like for people that have kids to know like you can learn from your kids.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I think like before having my daughter Jace, I was more like working regular jobs and just doing my thing in the streets, doing a 1-2s here and there. And like soon as I knew I was gonna be a father, like a lot of things changed for me. Even my PlayStation, like I used to play all night with the guys, and like soon after that, like a lot of that cut down. Hanging out cut down a lot even before that. But yeah.
It's so crazy because you say that you cut down on a lot of hanging out. And this is something I just brought up to China earlier at breakfast today. And I said, what's one thing I like about Goonie is that he could be by himself. And he could come somewhere by himself and just show up and he's comfortable by himself. And I'm like, I feel like a lot of people, it's like you always associate them with certain people, but like you're one of the very few people that I see that will be like, you'll show up by yourself, you'll come somewhere and you'll show up. Like when you came to my dad's birthday, I don't know if you were with somebody, but
No, yeah, I came by myself.
Yeah, you came by and I was like, wow, like a lot of people don't do that. I mean, like
Yeah.
I feel like if you know people, or obviously like people drive by themselves, but like I feel like for you, I don't know, like I never associate, like I know your group of friends, but I also feel like you're also accepting and you're okay with being alone and going at your pace and just doing your own thing.
Yeah, like a lot, especially since the pandemic. Like before that, obviously with COVID, I was in a relationship and living with that person, and basically I was really just hanging with her, and then after that, it's like I'm still now just in that mode kind of, but with the schedule that I have and with the schedule my friends around me have, we all kind of just do our own thing, but try to keep in touch as much as we can. Also, like a lot of our interests still to the core we're all the same, but I kind of branched out on what I like to do sometimes. So if I like to do something and no one around wants to do it with me, I'm just gonna do it anyway. You know, like the open mic things.
Yeah, I see you post. I really want to go to one.
Yeah.
Same.
They look really like I see them on Twitter and like Instagram, and I always repost them. And like I don't know, I just love the vibe.
I want to go in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Mic'd Up, they do their thing every month, and I'm actually performing at the one coming up, but they sell out really fast.
Yo, but that's the thing. The one time I was gonna go, they posted it, and they were sold out like the next day.
Yeah. And when is this?
It's 25th, April 25th. Yeah. So, but like the day before, sometimes people sell their tickets and they post it on their thing, and they sometimes add extra tickets. So
okay.
Well, this will drop after that, so maybe like we could put in a little clip of you in there, you know, and like they can see a little.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Nothing changed, waiting for justice for all my friends. Profile indicates that was me just to hold us in. Kill you because they shook from the color of our skin.
I think my question for you is like you spoke on like when you found out that you were having your daughter, like you changed your life and you stopped like, you know, being in the streets and stuff like that. So how was that change for you? Like, was it easy to just like change that? Because it's a mindset thing too, right? Making fast money to opposed to like going to something where you have to be a 9 to 5. And
yeah, it was hard. It's a lot of adjustments with the financials, especially, and like knowing how to budget and just trying to stay on top of your game. Yeah, like I still be around, but like even at the beginning, especially like now it's less. I chill with like a certain group that I'm comfortable with and they're comfortable with me. But at first when I came back to living in the hood, it was like I was coming around and I've been gone like 2-3 years. So it's like I feel out of place almost, you know, even with people I grew up with. So it's like they're still I'm not on the same program as a lot of people. So it's like I'm kind of the outside looking in, so that's also why I'm mostly alone, you know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Facts.
Like, there's nothing wrong, as sad as it sounds, because you're away for so long. And I know the feeling because I stopped going to the hood when So died for a bit. Like I just didn't feel comfortable. So I know the feeling of going back and you're just like, like something's off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I also look at it as a way where you're also grown as a person and evolving as a person. So there's nothing wrong with that, because I feel like if you were to go back and you feel too comfortable, it's kind of like some people are just still the same, and some people are still in the hood doing the same
thing. Oh my goodness.
For years. So the fact that you feel uncomfortable, like, you know, when they say sometimes it's good to feel uncomfortable,
Absolutely,
because it means like you're growing up as a person and you're handling your shit versus being on Q block every day, 24/7. From when lunch starts until when the lights go out. I'm sorry. I love my hood, but y'all niggas need to get out the block.
Yeah.
Especially y'all over 35.
Some people, you know, they have no choice. And
that part, I always say that. Say that one more time.
Crabs in a barrel? And
yeah, crabs in a bucket, like.
Yeah.
Barrel's too big.
like,
no, for real.
For
small
sure.
Sandbox.
For sure. But I love my hood. Like
I do.
I love it. I love it there. But sometimes it's just like you just said, like, they have no choice, right? But I feel like, considering where we're from as a city, there's so many choices compared to a lot of places, right? And again, like, I love my hood. That's my hood. But when I see certain people that I'm just like, okay, I get it. You could go back to your hood and do certain things and do that for the community. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that go on in the hood for the hood.
Absolutely.
You know, my dad's Father's Day, Nate's basketball thing. There's a lot that goes, right? Shout out to Mr. Berg. There's a lot that goes on in the hood. But sometimes it's just sad to still see people. It's like this every
doing the
summer.
Same thing.
Every summer, I know
who's gonna be on the Martin.
People who's gonna be on the Martin, who's gonna be on Q block near the benches. Like, one man came up to me, he's like, yo, you know your dad has a bench named after him? I said, what? They're like, yo, that's Shamba's bench. I said, what do you mean it's his bench? Like, what are you talking about? But like, I also know my dad goes to work, and that's his, like, okay, I'm out of work, let me go smoke a spliff, let me go catch up with the guys. Like, you know what I mean? He's not there all day. But then there's people whose who are there
all
all
day.
day.
Yeah.
Like walking around the hood is their day. I feel like it did get a little better within the years. It's not the same as it used to be, but sometimes I'm still like,
yeah, because back
here, like now it's worse.
Back in the day, you'd see that a lot. There's people that are just there, they didn't have a job, and they're just drinking from day to night, all night, and all that, and the next day, and the next day, you know. But I feel like there's not a lot of people in Berks that still do that. I mean, maybe we'll see it this summer, you know. But
I think summertime brings people out.
I feel like the chillin' slowed down, but now I feel like I just see like sometimes I'm like, I see certain people that are like my age or younger during the week at 3 p.m., 2 p.m. You have a bottle of Casamigo on your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's but not even the weekend. Mm-hmm. It's the middle of the week. And I get it. Like, for example, we're drinking wine and it's early, but like...
This is business, baby.
Exactly.
And it's the weekend.
And it's Goody's birthday.
But like, you be seeing people finish a whole bottle before 5 o'clock. And they're buying 3 bottles in a day sometimes. I get it, you're sharing
like,
whatever,
what's
but
with their liver?
By the time it's 10 o'clock, they're already like 4 bottles
Pissy
of the
drunk.
Casamigo. On the weekday.
Pissy drunk.
Nothing. Just
for
to
nothing. Just to drink. And I'm like...
And some of them got kids.
And the kids be outside with them. Right there. Outside of the park. All day. Living their best life because they're at the park all day. Well, dad and uncle and cousin and nephew are at the...
And not too much.
Are at the court.
Not too much on the dads. Yeah, because the mom's there too. Don't forget the mom's right there too.
You ain't lying.
Mom's right there too.
You ain't lying. They be out there tweaked out. Woo. That is funny. Okay, let's change the dynamic. Everybody, like, give us like a favorite memory with Goonie that you have. What do you think of China?
I'm trying to think of a positive one because Goonie's been there for some memories.
Yeah.
Giving Goonie the plants.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
You still have them, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Striving well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you
love that for
gave
you.
Him some plants. That's cute. That's cute. I think my funny one would be like when we were kids, and then like, cause so me and Goonie lived very close to each other. Like he lived in the back of where I live, and like we would hang out and play all the time with like a bunch of people from the neighborhood. And I don't remember, like it was a bunch of us one day.
Memories. Yeah.
there was like a bunch of us hanging out one day, and like I was chasing after Goonie. We're all just like running around, and I was chasing after Goonie, and he's like running and jumping over the bars and everything. And I remember I went to jump over a bar, and my foot got stuck, and I fell over the bar on my finger, and my finger was like sprained and stuff. And
oh shit!
My grandmother had to go get like one of those
spleens.
The things.
She got on my finger.
I think I remember that you having the thing on your finger.
And then I went back inside, and you're like, "We're at my house," and you guys are literally all in your house just jamming out, turning up, and I was just there with.
You're one look open. From you trying to chase up the man.
Honestly, those are like the best times of my life.
When we were kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had fun, man.
It's crazy because I don't feel like I have a fun memory just because I didn't grow up.
Yeah,
with,
you're
like,
too young.
you
You're too young.
guys' age group.
Shall like a pick me.
But yeah, okay, don't do too much. Not too much. Not too much. Okay.
That's good. That means you're very mature. Like if we hang out with you, you know.
But Goonie's my mechanic.
Yeah. I mean,
He does my oil changes, and when it gets nicer, he's gonna teach me how to do my own oil. But yeah, I feel like
up under the cars and all that.
Yeah, like I just feel like we just talk more because like we all grew up together, right?
Absolutely.
And I've seen that he was a mechanic now. It's just like, why go into a company if I have someone that is from my neighborhood, he's a young black man, you know, with a career, you know, you got to support.
Yeah, I don't judge, but a lot of people don't support, not because of anything negative about me. It's just as how it is. Naturally, people go to businesses other than.
But yeah,
I think you're right. Some people are like that. Like me personally, like I wanted to come to you to get my oil change, but I was like, maybe I'm being annoying because I got my BMW. It's not no basic. Like
it gets a little complicated. Yeah, all that.
I'm like, all right, let me just go.
You can't even get your
I can't get
from
no
Montreal.
discount.
You can't even get your part.
Car's low to the ground already and all that,
But like for me, that's how I seen it. Because I always went to another mechanic, and he was another black guy, but he was just like not it. Like there was just always something going wrong with my car when I would go to him. So it's just like for a basic oil change, I'd rather spend more and support someone that I actually know, where like I know my money is not being used on stupidness, or like regardless if it's going towards the oil or whatever. I know you have a daughter. I know, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I'd rather support that than to support someone who's gonna fuck up my car and pay a little cheaper.
Go support your dog.
I respect
Like,
that. I appreciate that for sure.
That's how, like, that's how, like, when she's like, oh, my car, I was like, Goonie's in my car. I was like, you should ask Goonie. Like, you know what I mean? My dad, when his tractions, I said, call Goonie. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like, my first thing is, like, something's wrong with your car.
Yeah.
You should ask Goonie.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm
going to come to you more often now.
Goonie. You know what I mean?
I just did his spark plugs the other day, actually.
Yeah. He was
Oh, your dad's spark plugs?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's dope.
But yeah, basically, I'm working on like making it more official so people aren't afraid to hit me up and are more comfortable paying regular prices. I'm not overcharging anybody anyway. So I'm trying to work towards that and speak to people directly. So
I have a question. Yeah. You got girls that be trying to fuck on you just so you can fix their car?
Oh my god.
No.
You went left. You went to the
No.
chaos.
It was hot.
Maybe they'll act like a little bit, but when people hit me up to fix their car, I try to keep it professional, honestly.
That's the way
like,
to go.
when it comes to because if I'm like talking to you and like hollering at you, and that's one way, but then once you say something about your car, then say, okay, now we're talking professional.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bless you anyway, but professional. I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'll do this and that for you and
fixing the pipes and giving you
Right.
pipes.
I'm only coming through if you let me take you out or
Just a little chaos, just a little bit.
Yeah, but no, I mean, not yet, not really.
Okay, so a little controversial, maybe not controversial. It's not the word, but like, how are you mentally? Let me just start there.
Yeah,
how
that's
are you
really
mentally?
good. Mm-hmm.
How do you feel mentally right now?
That's
how
a
are you
good
doing?
one.
I mean, I'm good. I feel like I'm hyper aware of a lot of things happening in the world.
Okay.
And once your mind is aware of a lot of things, it's hard to stay positive about what we're doing in life, because obviously we're all working, we're all putting our blood, sweat into like working towards a future. But it's like, if we look at the whole world and the people that are like in most power, it's like, it doesn't seem like they're really working for all of us to be there long term, like gotta be in the 0.01% really to really like for sure know you're going somewhere in life. So it's hard to be doing what we're doing every day and just seeing like there's a purpose. Obviously, even having a kid helps with that, because like, at least hopefully for her, she's set up nice, and but for just in general, it's like, damn, like so much shit, just think about personal shit, growing up in the hood, people we've lost, people that wish we could just hold, it's just stuff that survival's remorse, kind of.
100%. I get that.
And me, I live by myself and super busy all the time, so it's like sometimes I don't know how people live by this. I don't really like living by myself.
It's hard.
Really?
It's not easy. It's hard. When you start living by yourself, it was hard for me. Like, you're alone.
Yeah, you get lost in your thoughts.
You get lost in your thoughts like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, but I can
you
understand
be
that.
in your thoughts, because sometimes when you have a day off and you don't feel like doing nothing, and you're stuck inside in a quiet house, no one bothering you, If you're not watching Netflix 24/7 or doing something to occupy your time, you're in your thoughts like all day.
That's why I'm never home.
I think for me, it's like a long time ago, like when everything happened in my life where I had to come back here and everything, I was at my lowest, you know? So I spent so much time alone, even though I was in a house with people, I spent time alone really working on myself, you know, like healing myself and everything because I was depressed and I didn't understand the depression, you know? And that's when I understand like your thoughts aren't you. You're aware that you have thoughts, but that doesn't make them you, and your thoughts need to be positive. And I was a very negative person at one time, you know? And I really had to work on myself to be like, I need to reprogram my mind because my mind's controlling me and I'm not controlling my mind, and that's a problem. So now there's points where I could just be driving, sitting, and I have to be like, step back and be like, oh shit, like I just went 3-4 minutes and I didn't think of nothing. I was just aware of my surroundings and just enjoying life. And that's a hard thing to do, but I'm telling you, like when you work on it, and you'll find that happiness that you say is so far, because yes, you could look at the world and yes, a lot of things fucked up, but it's also understanding that this isn't real. You're just having a human experience and you're in control of everything, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that's how I feel like I am now. Like a lot of times I do have to step back and just give myself a second, like listen, it's tough, but it's gonna work out, you know, and just stay the course, because if you just give up right there, then it's like it's over for sure, you know. Like if you just keep going, if you keep trying, there's a chance that even if you think it's not gonna happen, there's a chance something's gonna happen, like to turn your way.
I just think of, look at the trajectory of your life. Like every time all of us been through something, like you thought you weren't gonna make it out, and it always worked out. Like just
you
in the
figure
ways,
it out.
like,
Whether it works out or not, you figure it out.
But that's the point. So if you know that that's always gonna happen, why are you stressing, right? But it's life. Life is hard. We're human. But it's also understanding like the emotions that you're feeling are just emotions, and like be aware of it, feel it, but don't let it dwell on you. Like don't fester in it. Like you're not gonna sit here and be like, I'm depressed. Like don't put that on you. The things that you're going through right now may be depressing, but you're not depressed, you know? And that's like another way to like tackle certain emotions, so you don't like feed into it. But you're gonna be sad, you're gonna be down, but all you could do is pick yourself back up, because failure is just a mindset, right?
100%.
I offer one-on-one mindset coaching. If anybody if anybody needs, I'll give you a business card before I leave.
Right there.
Promotion break. One-on-one coaching.
One-on-one mindset coaching, guys. But
so to follow up on me asking, how are you mentally?
Yeah.
Because I follow you on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm just being. I see your tweets. How's your dating life going?
Oh fuck.
Here we go.
Dating life.
I told you, it's the chaos.
Yeah.
I think you got a little.
Right, it's getting a little hot.
Dating life it's whack. You know, I guess it's whack. That's all I can say. Yeah. You know, it's.
I get mixed signals. That's why I get very mixed signals.
Same,
so I'm just like, is it going good?
Well, what signals do you get?
I mean, I wish I could scroll and pull up. But
Right, I really like.
maybe we should. Should we just pull up?
My tweets are like,
a little concerning sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes I'd be worried. I'm just like,
I'm not on Twitter, so
is Goonie okay?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I just need to like give you a hug, you know. So
I think it's like sometimes I'll meet, like I've met people before, like recently I met somebody. I guess.
Oh, look at that smile.
Yeah. Well, I'm single, you know, but I guess I'm trying to think, I guess 2 months ago, maybe 2-3 months ago. And I met somebody that it felt a lot different than
what you're used to?
Than what I've been meeting. You know, I've been meeting people that it's like, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like organic. The connection is really there, but we'll see how it goes, you know? Like, I'm very clear when I start talking to somebody. I let them know probably too soon that like I'm trying to be with you, you know?
Oh fuck.
Yeah. And like where are you trying to go with that? You know,
You're
I understand.
intentional.
I like that.
Yeah.
According to your last sip in pink, you almost fell in love.
Oh
Oh
fuck.
my god.
Well, yeah, I mean, like,
You almost fell
I
in love
wanna
with
do
the same girl
another-
from 2 months ago.
I want to do another sip in paint. I almost fell in love at the last one.
Oh, did you almost fall in love with the girl you did that with, or somebody that was there?
that plan died.
Oh fuck.
That friend died.
Like, it was starting to sprout, but it didn't really go nowhere. So,
I'm sorry to hear that.
but yeah, I mean, sometimes that's normally usually what happens. Like, I feel like a lot of relationships that I've been trying to build, we know, well, obviously I've been single since being with my child's mom, and any relationship that I tried to build after 3 months is like, we know that it's not going anywhere, one person or the other, you know.
So, if you don't mind me asking, if it's too much, let me know. We could clip it out. But like, how do you feel like dating? Like, considering you have a daughter, right? How do you feel with like you dating and your child's mother also dating? Like, I know you guys are not together, but how do you feel like that affects you in a sense where it's just like, when do you guys, like, have you guys had that conversation? Like, do you have that conversation where it's like, hey, we're no longer together, I'm moving on, but like, you guys have a daughter together. So like, have you had that, like, when is the time to introduce our partners to our children and stuff like that? Like, you know what I mean? How did you guys, were you able to have that?
Yeah, we definitely did. And basically we're just trying to be respectful for each other's wishes, you know. I feel like introducing kids early doesn't really serve much of a purpose, you know, especially young kids. But everyone's relationship grows differently, you know. You can know, like I said, I could know that I want to be with someone like real soon and commit to that myself without even knowing if I should be committed to that.
Yeah.
But so I know that's how I could be. I know that's how I could be. So it's like, if let's say she felt like that, or if someone feels like that, I can't really shame them or fault them for it, you know. And yeah, I mean, we're very open. We're great co-parents. That's the thing.
good.
So
I love to hear that.
Love good
It wasn't that great for me. Was it always good at co-parenting, or did you guys like? Was it like bad at first, but you guys grew into that, or it's always been good for you guys?
I would say it's always been good. It's always been amazing. Right now, it's good. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Obviously, when you're co-parenting, there's obviously like, let's say me, if I'm talking to someone or want to have someone around my daughter or do something with my daughter, whatever, it's always a conversation to be had instead of just doing what you want to do with your child, and vice versa with her. And just, I feel like
It works.
yeah, it works, honestly. And there's no real like pressure about anything.
That's good. At least, because you know, nowadays I feel like having I don't even want to say a baby mama, because I really don't consider her like your baby mom. Like, I feel like that's like it has such a derogatory sense. I really do.
It's ratchet.
Like, knowing who the mother of your child is, I wouldn't say Goonie's baby mama, because I don't put her in like that baby mama category. I would say like the mother of Goonie's child, just because I feel like she also holds herself to a high standard. You know what I mean? Compared to like something. So it's good to hear that you guys do have a good co-parenting relationship, and you guys are making it work, even though it didn't work between you guys. Because like nowadays, like, your relationships get messy, and people be having kids with just anybody nowadays, and it's kind of like they don't know each other, and then they have a kid, and now it's just like messy. Kids not seeing their parent. Like, there's just drama all the time, or like bitter baby mama don't want. Sit the wine. You're getting messages, texts, woman to woman messages. I'm coming to you as a woman. Can you stop?
Ain't no bitch ever come to me like, I'm very grateful. Don't
come to me as a woman. Be ready to fight like a man.
Oh fuck.
Just kidding.
I did all that.
Just kidding. But
yeah, I mean, in that sense, I guess I'm not can't call me a baby father neither, right?
No,
You know?
no,
I would
I
never
feel
say
like
Or a
father of my
baby
daughter.
daddy.
Yeah,
no.
Baby daddy.
I don't think
you don't get
baby
you don't get
He
baby
was a
daddy.
baby daddy.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at you and be like, "That's a baby daddy." Like I don't get that.
Did you know he's a baby daddy?
Like that's just no baby daddy. like no,
there's no. I can't.
that's
even
so and
see-
so baby daddy. Like
Yeah,
no, I
like
can't see
no,
that.
I can't even.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's because, like, honestly, like, knowing, like, how the mother of your child holds herself and how she represents herself and knowing how you represent, I would never be able to say, like, his baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, yeah, that's so-and-so's baby daddy. Like, that just sounds so wrong, knowing how you guys are and how you guys look and how you guys both carry yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't fit the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're, no, a young black king.
Yeah.
Who's a father,
honestly, I
an
didn't.
active father.
I'm not even trying to be mean, but like I didn't really see you from like when we got older like that to say like I hung around and knew your personality. But like when you spoke at my grandfather's funeral, like I swear that like right there I was like you had me like break my leg a little bit, but like is that Goonie right now? Like you know, like I was in shock, like just to hear like your mannerism and like you know not to just say like all the great things that you said about my grandfather, but just like how you held yourself in your aura in that moment and like how you just like took charge to really like speak on something so deeply. Like that made me look at you from like that day in like a different light, you know.
Well, I felt like I needed to say something only because your grandpa and everyone that was there back then with us was like a major part of like I said, one of the greatest times of my life. You know, like every day waking up to the dominoes, waking up to the mandem, you know. Yeah, you know. Even your pops was there too.
Yeah,
like
I know, because I was in the back. I have pictures.
Everybody was in the back of my house.
Like, everyone was in the back. That was the spot.
Yeah.
Even Hans's pop, I
Yeah,
met him there
the
before.
fish soup and everything.
Before I knew Hans, it's like it's crazy, and I just felt like I need to say something because in that room there's a lot of people that know me from when I was a child and know my pops, and I did speak with my pops about being at the funeral, and we shared conversations about back in the days, and I know he respected your grandpa and the whole family and all the guys, so it just felt right to at least say something and leave something behind, you know.
Well, you definitely left something behind because I did not know that was like your mannerism. So
it's crazy because I watched a live stream and I was like, oh, like I never knew this.
I
was like Goonie. Like in my head, I was like Goonie. But
I like knew,
again,
but I didn't know how impactful it was for you.
But
know?
I also, again, I did not grow up. I didn't see how you guys grew up, right, in the back. So like in my head, I was like, oh, I didn't even know. Like when you said you went to the funeral, I was like, you know, what do you mean am I going to the funeral? You're going to the funeral? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you know,
thing like, Bergs to me was literally my backyard, the strip, Lionel Grew, all the way down to Vinette Park because my cousin Shelly lived there, and where my grandma lived, which was where Hans and them lived. And like I didn't know Q Block, I didn't know the Martin growing up. I rode my bike on Saint Jacques back to Des Seigneurs to Petit going my elementary, and back towards you know, all that. It's like my side.
You go up.
Yeah,
I was in between the 3 blocks.
Yeah, the only time I went up was to go to my grandma's house, all the way down there on Q Block, you know. So it's like I grew up in a different type of Burgundy. It was a lot more Jamaican and Lionel Grew based, you know. It's different. So, like
it's actually crazy because I do feel like people have different, like, even though it's like little Burgundy, but I feel like everyone has a different experience depending on where
for
you grew up from. Like, you know what I mean? Like for me, it was just like my grandfather lived in back of the park. So like I did a lot of the park. Yeah. And then the back of your grandfather's house. Like that's mostly what I remember. Yeah. But then you look at people who live on the Martin and like it was the Martin, you know.
I didn't see the Martin. I mean, my grandfather had people on the Martin, but it's like I didn't click to me until like when I was older, like, you know, like
Right.
teenager, like
Like
I'm on a
that.
Martin now.
Exactly. It only became a thing when I was older. Like even though I went to Tyndale and I'd probably pass through the Martin.
Yeah, I never knew.
I never thought of the Martin as like that, right?
Yeah.
And like even the senior, like that. I feel like the senior, just those benches right there, like that's a whole other section, right? And then there's like Petit Boucan, where it's like the French people, and like they have their own thing because they have their local community center. Up on Saint Antoine, like you know that building, that French community center, where they have like their little summer camp every summer.
Okay.
You know, I feel like they had like their like they probably have their own experiences. So it's like it's crazy to see like depending on where you grew up, it really changes a lot of things. Because like people from Burnett are still from Bergs, but people who grew up next to Burnett.
Yeah.
Like, you know that little street
the little Dominion Frenchman.
Exactly.
Because my parents would be like, so they'd be like, okay, we're going to the park, and we'll be like, Campbell. And they're like, no, we're going to Burnett. Get on your bicycle and just go all the way around.
I only started going to Burnett when Chrissy moved over there.
Right? That's
that's the only time I started going to Burnett Park.
That's when I knew Burnett, but like Burnett wasn't my park. Like Burnett was a nice park, but it wasn't that park.
Yeah.
Because the basketball court was at Campbell. The local swimming pool
was at Campbell.
Okay, the baseball field at Campbell, and there was.
It's Oscar Peterson now, so.
But see, for me, the basketball court was in my backyard.
Yeah.
I had my net
in the parking lot.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
Not even
We
in
had
the
that.
backyard, in a parking lot.
Or by my grandma's place, we had a milk carton on the pole. You know, real head shit. The pool. We go to the sports center, or
oh my god,
we kill the sports center. Yeah.
It wasn't a swimming pool.
No, but before that, we didn't have to. They probably did that because we used to go, like, even as young teenagers, we used to go all the time, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, you need a bathing cap, and everyone's like, I'm not wearing a bathing cap.
I'm like, I swear they didn't have that until I feel like I got older. Like once I got to like grade 6, like I feel like once I got higher in elementary, I was like a bathing cap. And then my brother, and then I was doing Tyndale camp, and I was like, yo, they actually make kids wear a bathing cap.
Yeah.
This is a thing.
It wasn't like that before, but then one time they're just like, nah, you guys are wilding in the pool too much. Drowning each other and all that stuff.
Like literally I have flashes in my head of
That's crazy. Like you can't take the niggas nowhere.
No.
Well, they always gotta take it too far and ruin it for the younger generation to have.
Sorry.
Let's be real.
We apologize.
So it was definitely you guys who enforced it, who had the bathing cap.
I mean, we were doing a lot of dumb shit.
You guys probably are the ones why there's lights that go off in the hood. There's a curfew. I wouldn't be surprised.
What's going on for a while? I think it got earlier. Instead of like 11:30, it was like 10:30. But other than that, yeah, I remember it though.
Good times. We would roll down the hill right behind your house, like that hill there, dude. Roll down. Real kid shit.
Down the hill is crazy. Such a big hill.
It seemed like it back then. Yeah.
You're trying to run up it, and then when you're running down, it was pretty good.
No, it seemed like a big hill.
So okay, so we did touch on quite a few things, but tell the people, like, due to the fact that you're single, like, what are the qualities that you look for in a woman?
Yeah. Do you still think? Sorry, before you answer this, do you still think Laval is a long distance relationship?
Bomba clap.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes, it is.
He said if you live in Laval, basically anything that's not in the city is considered a long distance relationship.
Fuck no.
Laval is 20 minutes away.
30 minutes, 45 with traffic.
How far you're going in Laval. But Shamadi, if you're going to the local... What are you talking about?
When is there not...
She drives at the speed of light.
When is there not traffic going to Laval?
At nighttime.
And that's the only time you need to be going.
I can make it to Laval in 30 minutes from Brossard.
Literally 20 from my house. Realistically, 10 minutes on the carry max. It's really like 6.
Come on.
Okay, you do the math. Maybe another 3 minutes.
Don't stop
okay?
at
Exactly. Maybe another 3, right? And then once you get off on the Laval exit, it's maybe like 5 minutes from there. That's 20 minutes. 17.
We're on the south shore of the Montreal Island, you know? So like going to that North Shore just seems like a whole
But that's the same
other
thing if you're
world.
going to shots.
I'm
So
not gonna
if
lie,
you're going
it's
to shots,
far,
it's the
but
same
if you're at the
thing.
beginning of
It's on the
Laval,
South Shore.
no, but if you're at the beginning of Laval, I don't feel like it's far. If you're deep past Chamonix Laval, that's what I will
What's
say.
the first
That's
area
when
of
it gets
Laval?
further.
Chamonix?
Like no, it's like Saint Martin, Samson, and Saint Martin. That's like
But-
the first,
But
and then it's Chamonix.
Oh,
St. Martin. Is it St. Martin over there?
Yeah, Saint Martin.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Not
where
our
the
one.
Cosmodome is, and
See, I don't even know where that.
I've never been. I've been like 2 or 3 times to
Yeah.
Laval.
That's crazy. You know what the lights thing is? The light thing that they had?
That you drive through?
Illumi.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Illumi. That's Saint Martin. That's like the first. From what I think I know, there's like Samson before that, but like it's there or Place Belle. You know where Place Belle is? Have you heard of Place Belle?
Yeah.
So it's Place Belle. It's Place Belle, then Illumi lights. Like it's a second exit after Place Belle. Yeah.
No, I mean Pointe aux Trembles. It sounds
That's
far.
far.
That's
I'm
further.
not going.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
it's-
See,
and it's in the east.
it's all mixed in to me.
That's like the east.
So-
That's like near
so
to
but the
RDP.
thing
That's
is,
past RDP.
You
RDP is
drive,
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You drive.
Mhm.
So you think a long distance relationship?
Anything on the
Well, look,
Met is a long
if
distance
if
The
let's say
Met.
I'm talking to a girl and she lives
Oh.
in Laval or RDP, right? And I finish work at 5. I get home like 6 o'clock. Shower, and then if I want to go and pick her up, right?
Pick her up.
Let's say I'm gonna go pick her up because I'm
She
not.
don't drive.
Yeah,
ready
because
by
let's say
7.
she don't drive.
Let's set up. Be ready by 8.
Yeah, pick her up. If I want to come all the way back downtown, okay, it's 8:30,
She live
9.
with her mama.
Yeah, I guess so. Or something. She live with her sister. Yeah. But maybe I work the next day too. So either way, it's like if I go and then I have to drive back. You know what I mean? So like sometimes you're comfortable and it's like, damn, I gotta drive back. Sometimes you're in an area you don't know and you don't know how the police are. Like just because I'm not in the streets doesn't mean I don't get paranoid or want to be pulled over for anything, like. So I like to avoid any of those situations. So going to a place that's far out where I don't know how the streets are and how the police might react to seeing someone driving at night, I try not to go out there, basically.
So on the side note,
I don't even drive.
he does not date out of the city island downtown Montreal.
Southwest. I
Yeah.
like Southwest.
So if
Out
you
of
live
the
in
Southwest.
what if you live in Brossard? Is that long distance for people? Okay, Brossard, you got a chance.
But with
Okay.
traffic, it takes the same
It's
amount
not.
of time.
It
to
don't
get
take
to
that
Laval.
much. It don't take that much.
Anyways, what about Chamonix?
Oh, Chamonix.
I work out there, so.
Okay, that could work.
The fact that you would say Laval is long distance and there's one lane on that.
I was
that's
just about
always
to say,
closed, is fine,
that
is
bridge is
wild.
ruthless.
There's only one way to get on and off the island. So if it's closed when you're coming home after your thing, you're not.
You gotta drive through Brossard, come back around.
Exactly. Like the fact that you think that Chamonix is not long distance and that's cool.
Okay, so just to make a task list or tally up list that we have going on, maybe I could do that too. But has to live on the island of Montreal. Brossard and Chamonix are included in there. And what else?
Preferably black. You got to start with that.
Yes.
Super preferably.
Needs to know what they want.
Oh, needs to know that he wants them.
Right.
Yeah.
Needs to just, yeah. And when I say I want you, just be like, I don't want you. And then it's cool.
Needs to be
You
emotionally
know, I'm not sure.
You like assertive women.
Like I do, and when they're not sure, I do understand that too. And
happens.
yeah, but then I just say, now we're working on your speed. So if you want it to go, however you want it to go, is how it's gonna go. Until I feel like it's disrespectful how you're treating me. So we're gonna do as you please until you're taking it too far. If you're only hitting me up when you want to talk.
Or need an oil change.
But that's like I said, when it goes there, it's professional. I say, okay, well, you need an oil change. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just talking to me like, oh, okay, I'm driving home, let me call this guy, or
you start like noticing their patterns, like when they're just using you to pass time.
Yeah, I don't really fuck with that.
Also needs to accept kids.
Oh, that's like
Yeah.
that's
Number
a
one.
no-brainer, right?
But no, just in case you missed it.
Okay. What about you? Like, are you open to like dating women that already have kids?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like women that have kids kind of understand more. obviously maybe a lot of times their situation didn't end as well as mine. So sometimes I talk to people that have kids that aren't with their partners no more, and it's like it's a lot of negative, even for dudes talking about uh
They're real baby daddies.
their baby moms,
Yeah,
you know, or their baby daddies. So it's like when it gets to that, it's like that's tough because I can't fully relate. You know, I relate in other ways, but I can't fully relate with how they feel about certain stuff. So, but I understand. That's the thing, and I don't take it personal. Like if you tell me like these niggas do all that, or they how they treat their kids, or how they move around and not hold up their ends, I understand how they feel like that. And I also personally feel like a lot of people do give me my praises and I do try to be a great dad, but there's no way to be the perfect dad, especially when you're co-parenting. You know, at the end of the day, it's like I'm not there as much as I need to be. Like I am there a lot, but I need to be there all the time. You know, and like I have my daughter right now. You know, this weekend, even though it's my birthday weekend and all that. Some people might say, "Yo, hold that. Let me have the weekend, you know, and do my thing." But it's like I didn't even feel like that was a.
You give me those
talking
vibes,
point.
though.
Yeah.
We said that. We're like, he for sure has a daughter.
Okay, I have a question. Sorry, completely off topic, but you brought like kind of like going back to the baby daddy. Not really, but okay. And it's for both of you because you guys are
Both
both
of us.
yeah, because you
Oh,
guys are both
shit.
parents. Okay.
We are.
Okay. Say for example, I'm gonna put in a scenario. You guys are seeing someone that has a kid, right? Obviously, you would like to assume that you would treat them as if it's your own eventually when the
Absolutely.
time comes, right?
Mhm.
Right. What is it like? How do you feel like? No, not how do you feel like, but where do you stand in a sense where it's just like their baby mother or their baby father, their partner, their ex partner should be providing for their kid? Like, where do you like? Is there a line that's drawn where it's just like, okay, I get that I love you, so this is like my child too, but at the same time, it's just like you're not their parent. So it's like, as someone who doesn't have kids, how I see it is just like I get it. I'm here for you. I love you, so I'm gonna take that kid as my own. But it's also not my job to do certain things as a father should or a mother should. Like if you're supposed to be supplying, if on your child support, you're supposed to be paying child support, supplying the diapers, supplying this and doing that. I don't believe in like treating kids different, my child versus your child. I don't believe in that. But when it comes to like responsibilities of what the actual biological parent is supposed to do, like where do you guys draw the line? Like you just say, you know, that's my kid. That's my kid. I'm gonna treat it like it's my kid. Or do you feel like there's a line that's drawn where it's just like the ex partner should also step up and like provide?
Definitely, the ex partner should step up and provide. I never really been in that situation that deep, especially, but yeah, the person whose kid is like that guy should be taking care of his kid, even if his partner moved on and is even doing well for themselves. You know, you still gotta make sure. Why would you not want to do as much as you can for your child so that they understand that even though you're not there or you're not 100% like in the household, you're still trying, and they'll understand the try more later on in life than as they're a kid, you know? But at least they'll know, okay, at least he tried to be around me. At least he tried to take me here and there. He was there at some of my practices, my lessons. And obviously if you're not there, or even if you're there but you're not paying for anything, a lot of people get spiteful, like the other partner. So the kid will kind of know, like, hey, he wasn't there, and he wasn't even paying for shit, or at least he was paying for the stuff, but he wasn't there. And it's like it's kind of hard to. Everyone has their own. It's to each their own, basically.
Yeah.
But I think they should definitely hold their end of the bargain. Like,
And what about you?
I think I could play off of like a lot of what he said. I've never been in that situation either. But I do think for me it's like just simply seeing like how I am. Like I'm very like I don't need nothing. So like financially I wouldn't expect anybody to do for like their kid, even if it's like I'm stepping in and I'm the stepmother, like, and their mothers in their life like not providing financially, like I wouldn't expect anything from you, even though like as a human being you should. If you're not, like I just feel like I don't have to tell you that. Like I'm blessed to be able to be a bonus mom, you know? But I think for me it's like I would stay out of that aspect and more just be on like be there for your kid, you know? Like time is everything, and as long as like my only concern is be like, are you putting your best foot forward to make sure your kid knows that they love you? Because like I will never take that role away from you, you know? I would love to like make sure that your kid knows like you come first and I'm just an addition to be here. But I wouldn't expect you to do nothing. Like I ain't calling like, nigga, you ain't send your baby nothing to, like I wouldn't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is my baby too. Like, you know?
I wouldn't be the type to even like, let's say, talk shit to like a 9-year-old kid who understands more and be like, yo, you know, I take care of you and all that, and your pops don't do that.
There is people who do that, who be like, I'm the one that puts food in this fridge. Your mama, your dad don't do, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like, there are people like
let
that.
me be in a situation where I bring a nigga in and I hear him talking to my kid like that. You're leaving that minute. Like, pack it up, baby.
And not to get off subject and not to make it a dark turn, but I feel like the bitch niggas that do that shit, some of them do it and take advantage of the kids later on, you know, make them do things or like even let's say sexually, but let's not go there, but even just make them do things and act a certain way, and it messes them up emotionally.
But we see it happen. We see like a lot of stories, even again movies. Like I believe that like movies, like as much as it's fake, it came from something, right? It's based off of something that happened to someone. Like no matter when you see certain, like I love Law and Order SVU. That is I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm trauma bonding with the show. Who knows? But that's my show. You know what I mean? And when I see this, I'm like, yo, this came from like this is real life experiences. You know what I mean? So like when I see that, I'm like, yo, like people do take, as sucky as it is and as shitty as it is and horrible and everything, it happens. People do certain things so that they're able to control you, manipulate you, and stuff like that. So we just live in a crazy world.
Yeah, I can never like put that over a kid's head. Let's say like, yo, I take care of you and your mom, and if it wasn't for me, you guys would be out in the streets or some shit like that, you know? And even I feel the same way when like I said, like let's say I'm talking to someone that had a kid. If they're telling me this and that about their partner and how they did this and that wrong, I acknowledge the wrong, but I try not to talk shit about that person because I feel like it's not my place. I know you guys went through certain things and I wasn't there for everything. So, and I know how people do keep a story or spin a story only one way, you know? So
there's a bad time, there's a good time. Yeah. Like I feel like it started off with something, you know
Absolutely.
what I mean? It didn't just start all bad. Like there was a good time, which led to a bad time, but there was always still a good time. Yeah. And people often disregard the good time to just focus on the bad time.
And there's always 3 sides to the story too, you know. So it's the truth. Yeah.
And he knows the truth.
Yes.
We could both be lying, but
I love that. I love that.
That's what you mean? That person.
Absolutely.
I feel like that too. Like people that, you know, they're not honest about how they feel or how they feel, like let's say about me, if we're talking about that. Like if they're not honest about how they're moving towards me, like you can lie to yourself basically. You're more lying to yourself than you're lying to me. You know, so
I agree absolutely.
That's why it's hard to like, I do get attached, but I could detach myself real fast too. That's a problem though.
Would you say you're a lover boy?
100%. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to know if he thought that of himself, right? Like, do you think that?
Sorry. I just like spoke for him. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm going to
No, I definitely am, you know. Like I said, I like the arts and it's kind of part of it, I guess.
Yeah. So you're writing like love letters and writing songs for bitches and stuff. Well, women. Sorry.
When I first started writing though, I was writing poetry for my first girlfriend. You know, well, not my first girlfriend, but the first girl I was with, physically, I guess. So
you lost your virginity too.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like
I just put it cousin out there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's
I didn't want to say this.
Let's
Yo, I
just
saw Sarah.
clarify. She wants to make it very clear.
Yeah.
This is the person he lost his virginity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case you're wondering.
Just in case that was in your mind.
Just in case she's watching.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to you. He was right out the poem about you. You started this.
Yeah.
You started this.
So, those are good times. And I kind of put that to the side. And then we started making some music, the guys, MLB.
Mm.
And,
Oh, you guys gonna put me on the track? I'm ready.
Oh, yo. I heard her stuff for the first time. I said, who that? My cousin? I said, who that? Is that JT? I said, is that JT or is that you? It was giving
I'll let you hear something before you
305.
look.
It was giving
Before you
305.
leave, I'll let you hear something.
no, we should work, though. Because I just like working on music, like, honestly, I was just talking to someone last night. And she's like, because I gave her my number before I deleted my Instagram, like a couple weeks ago. And yeah. Because I just wanted to see something. And I seen what I need to see,
Wow.
Because I deleted the shit because it was saying I was on it for like mad hours. And I deleted it, didn't use it all week. And it still said I was on it for like 16 hours. So I was like, hey, whatever hours they gave me was crazy, but it wasn't accurate.
I be seeing them hours and I'm just like, was I really on it?
Yeah. Like,
It
it's
doesn't feel
embarrassing.
right. Yeah, like this is sad.
Anyway, so I was talking to this girl and I gave her my number and she never texted me or anything. Cool, no problem. And
Were
then
you
we
expecting
talking.
her to text you?
No, well, yes, because
You
we
gave
were
me the number.
we were talking a lot. Like we were having a deep conversation. I'm like, and this is like the day before I'm deleting my shit. So I'm like, well, I'm about to be off of this, so this convo's done. If you sound like you like to have conversations like this, and I like the conversation we're having, so let's continue it. Text me, She didn't text me, cool. And then we were talking yesterday. I was like, yeah, you never hit me up, actually, She's like, yeah, I didn't want to text you. I don't like giving out my number because, like, people.
Just say you're not interested.
I know.
Well, it was more like,
Yeah, sorry, continue.
she was more like, yeah, like, I don't want to give you the wrong impression that I am interested or not, but it's just like, I'm not really on that type of time. She basically said she don't fuck with Montreal niggas,
Oh.
I know, that's right.
I haven't had a good experience, so that's why my answer is like that.
But with me, even with her, like I remember when it was like months before, like she was kind of like on her art stuff too, and I invited her to the studio. I said, "Come to the studio," because she was even looking to be in the studio. I was like, "Pull up and just vibe out, and let's do like a writing session or whatever," And she's still kind of into that stuff. And I'm like, yo, I've been trying to holler at you on the music shit, And now we're having conversations about like life shit. And I'm giving you my number. So like, if you want to just keep it strictly music, I have no problem with that, at all.
I kind of feel like
it's hard to believe that though.
But exactly, like, I get it and I don't get it because like at the same time, just because I'm giving you my number doesn't mean that that's what it needs to lead to. If we've had previous conversation about business or music or just like that, or just casual conversation. If you want to make that boundary, you can make that boundary and still have someone's number.
But she whack.
For you to say you don't fuck with Montreal niggas, but you're having conversation with me, you shouldn't have even entertained the conversation to begin with. Even if it was casual conversation, if that was the case, and that's how you're gonna move. We
don't like that girl.
No, yeah, not too much of my own girl, man. She's good people. So.
But
we don't like how you were rocking with Gloomy. Okay, we need to.
It's just I feel like if you wanted to set boundaries, you could have set those boundaries and been like, "Hey, I'm not looking for this. I just want to let you know that. But I'm down to continue conversation. And if we want to ever do music or if we want to ever do the studio, let's connect." I'm telling you, I'm deleting my Instagram not because I want you. I'm trying to slide in your DM. That's a whole personal thing, right? But hey. Clearly it's good vibes. So here's my number. If you ever want to get in the studio or whatever the case is. I don't know how it went word for word, the conversation that you guys had. I don't know if it gave off that, but at the same
we don't
time,
know what he said too. Sorry,
exactly.
Girl. I don't know what he said to you.
Exactly. He could have been.
You could have been tripping.
Guna could have been Goonian. Guna could have been telling you he loves you.
Yeah, I see something in you, like like
I see something in you. You're great.
Scared girl.
I'm falling in love with you.
First 24 hours.
Right. If he was like that, I get it. But at the same time, I feel like if that was the case, it's nothing the conversation can't fix. You know what I mean?
A lot of people lack good communication.
Yeah.
And she did
That's a bad
express that though.
experience.
She did express that. She said like, listen, like I don't really know how to say this at that time. I felt awkward saying it at that time. Now she explained it to me yesterday, and I was like, cool. Like, but honestly, I wouldn't take it no type of way. Like, I understand if some people might take it away, or the reasons why you feel how you feel is because of how things turned out in the past for you.
Yeah, and she's probably used to people trying to holler at her
Yeah,
that
facts,
way.
facts.
So it's like your response, I get it, because nowadays like niggas will say anything and do anything just to get your number.
Yeah, and personally, I don't let past experiences affect something new that I'm trying
Yeah,
to
you
build,
shouldn't.
because
Absolutely.
if I hold that against you,
Mhm.
It's not fair.
we're just not gonna go too far.
That's
You know,
crazy. I
like
just told my man
it's true. It's like if you do that all the time, you're just not gonna grow with that person, or you're just gonna keep that in the back of your head, and maybe that person is gonna realize you're holding that against them, and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm not on that type of time at all, and just be done with you. You know.
Shanna, do you have anything to add before we go into final thoughts?
I think I have China's question for you. Do you think that you could have love with somebody that like you slept with on the first night?
Yeah.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
First sight.
First interaction.
Yeah.
I'll put that.
But first interaction means like you had that first interaction at your first sight.
Yeah,
So,
but like, you know,
combined
you
all
could
those.
see someone and fall in love with them and never talk to them and move on.
Yes.
Right? So that's why I say interaction.
Like you seen them that first
And
day,
you
you guys
spoke to
talk,
them.
you guys fucked, and then you guys fell in love. Like, do you think that's possible?
I think it's possible. Have it happened with me?
I think it is too, so it's okay.
Yeah, but I don't think it has happened with me.
You never experienced that.
Nah.
Yet.
I experienced it before
I mean,
the fuck.
But it's like like I definitely, it's happened before where I met someone the first time and
You fell in love with them as soon as you seen them?
no. I was just gonna say, yeah, I remember I met someone and we fucked on the first night of meeting them, and then it was like good vibes for a while, but I wouldn't say I was in love. No. Yeah. It was great. But I'm like reminiscing right now. No, because some people, you know, you meet and like
the pum pum was righteous.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but the vibes, no, like the vibes, you know, honestly, the vibes. Yeah, like the whole package, honestly. Other than the commitment. That's the problem. People don't want to get committed.
Do you find like that's a lot of like the issue with a lot of girls that you talk to is like they don't want to be committed?
They're unsure. And
why is that though?
I think it's my fault. Honestly, it's my fault. Because
Jelena is so funny.
Are you the problem? that was a nice word. That was a nice word and version of saying, "Are you the problem?"
Yes, I am the problem. That's the thing.
Accountability.
Yeah,
Love it.
you have to have account. It has to be.
What do you be doing?
Falling in love too fast.
I don't think that's the problem though.
No, but what I will say, it's all about how you deliver, right? Some people, it's overwhelming. Some people aren't ready for, I won't say love bombing, but some people just aren't ready to feel that love right away all at once. Some people, it does take some time, and it's like, if they went through trauma, it takes, it's a scary.
You need a Scorpio
scary.
in your life.
It's scary. No, maybe not.
I think Scorpio, because that's like
it's the opposite.
No, but I think Virgo's fucked now.
No, don't do that.
No, I like it from the right person.
I like it from the right
person.
person.
I've had it from the right person, but it's just when you're doing too much.
You're Scorpio.
Well, what's the best sign you've been with?
I keep landing with some Pisces. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't think that's the best sign I've been with though. I think the best sign I've been with, and I haven't really even been with them, but the best sign would have to be Aries.
Ew.
Oh.
Ew. Disgusting.
Sorry to tell you.
Fix that.
I know.
Terrible.
I've never dated an Aries man. I just know like Aries women. I don't really
Crazy,
par
psycho.
with them.
Yeah, women, crazy, psycho.
You're like the
bipolar.
only Aries man that I know.
We get a bad rap.
But like, do you think you have like a temper?
Emotionally unstable.
Nah, I think I'm way too laid back. that's also a problem with me, where I don't feel like some would say I'm not assertive enough. You know, like I said, I would tell you that I fuck with you, I want to be with you, and if you tell me, you know, you're not sure yet, now I'm laid back to the point I'm letting you lead. You know?
Okay.
So what if they tell you they are interested? Then what are you?
Then we're together. Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty much.
that is my He's already looking at the rings. Okay.
What's your ring size, man?
Yeah, when I'm talking to someone, even like casually dating, right? Let's say I'm starting to talk to someone and it's like, okay, I think it's potential. I'm not gonna talk to someone else who I think, okay, it's potential there too.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
It just makes sense.
You're such a lover. You're exclusive. Like you make it exclusive. Right?
You need to give like classes to these niggas because these niggas out here ain't
Yeah.
shit.
Because it doesn't work.
No, because no, you can't say it don't work. You just be finding girls that are like not for you. You know.
Yeah.
I just don't think like I feel like you don't find girls that are for you right now because you still need like lessons to learn. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm exploring. You know, like it's hard. Like I wish I could. Not wish, but I'm writing stuff that kind of speaks to what we're talking about right now, and it's like I'm trying to meet different people with different interests. You know, like obviously I'm trying to stay black. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't want to tarnish my bloodline.
So you know, different cultures is very similar, but it's different cultures in being black, and so it's not like I'm dating the same person. You know.
Have you ever been with somebody that's not black?
Yeah, a long time though, but yeah.
It wasn't something you wanted to double back on.
They, she was cool.
Do you feel like you date outside your race?
He was just saying he wants them black babies. Do you not see how luscious and beautiful his baby is?
Yes,
like,
I see it all the time.
he don't want nothing. He don't want nothing less than that.
I wouldn't say I'm against it. It's just it's not really something I'm looking for. Like if I'm looking to date,
If it happens, it happens. But
no, it don't, because I'm out there like my baby needs to look like just like Royale.
I don't think there's like soulmates. I don't think I believe in soulmates.
You don't believe in soulmates?
You don't believe in soulmates?
There's soulmates, but not like one soulmate.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, one
I
out.
do think you have multiple soulmates.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially
And I
for
feel
like
soulmates
different
can be
parts.
friends.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. China's my soulmate.
That's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm your soulmate too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
I am your soulmate in one way or the other.
She's ignored me.
Like me too. Nobody heard Gwynny. Like Gwynny trying to throw himself in there.
I heard that me too. I just wanted to be talking.
I was like,
So we did get you a cake for your birthday.
Before we light the candles and you make a wish, I want quickly, 'cause we're gonna wrap it up. But what do you want for this year for yourself?
That's a good one.
I want
A wife.
You've been one away, right? And I've been for the past 5 years.
I don't know. Yeah, right now I'm more I think I'm not really looking for a relationship anymore.
That's good.
Yeah. You know,
I mean, it's not. I mean,
no, it is good. It is good.
I feel you.
But what I want is,
Follow him on Twitter.
Yeah,
I just want
Trina
to
should put in his junior.
I'm gonna drop his Twitter.
honestly this year I really want to get my mechanic business going.
Yeah.
Like independently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to build like a client list and just have people under like basic maintenance schedule. And just lock in people, and obviously locking in people will help me just set a better price for everybody, you know. So
I mean, I'm down to be a client if you could tell me you know how to fix my car.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, for sure. It's just I want to get it on point where I can say, yeah, this, and hold down everybody, you know.
And
I'm done in June. So
okay.
Wow, you graduated in June? I graduated in June. We're graduating together. Aww.
Right? Now we gotta celebrate.
Yeah, we have to. We definitely have to do something in June because I'm getting my bachelor's and you're graduating mechanics. Like that's a big thing, you know.
yeah, we should. You definitely
You
should.
can take me to dinner.
Whoa. Okay.
You're paying for it.
Anyway,
He's not assertive. I had to be assertive, right? Like,
yeah, she's like, you're not assertive, but I am. Okay.
I'm very right.
I like that.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, we
It
appreciate
was a
you.
good conversation.
You're our
Thank you
first
for-
guest, so.
Yeah, you are our first guest. Thank you for
Shout out to LBF.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
LBF,
5'2".
MLB, 5'2". The
Um,
Martin, the Richie, Q Block, 37.
Thank you for being open
Yeah.
and honest and letting us bring a little bit of chaos and
Yeah, bring in the good vibes. You are good vibes.
No, it's good. It's good. You know, it's good to talk about these things. That's the thing. Not just have it racing through your head.
Yeah. And you could let like so much people see like how much of a great man you are. So like those bitch ass niggas could look and be like, wow, like I should be holding myself to a higher standard, you know, to be a king, you know?
We all need to do better.
Yeah.
we
yeah.
do. Everybody,
I-
women
I-
and men.
Yeah, women and
Women
men, for sure.
We
For
need
sure.
to do better,
Absolutely.
especially black
Black
women
men.
and black men.
Yeah.
need to do
Absolutely.
better.
Black women too, because y'all be. Anyways,
Yeah,
so are we gonna sing for him?
I guess so.
The Stevie Wonder version.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either.
I know Gunfinger.
Happy birthday.
All right. Happy birthday to you. Oh, that's but I'm American.
Run.
One more year upon them.
Na, 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 na. Happy birthday, I'm a friend. One more year upon them. Get the na na, get thanks to life. Na, 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 na,
All right.
Yay!
What you want?
To be blessed.
I thought he was gonna be like, I can't tell nobody.
Right, you
But
actually
no,
do that.
that's really good.
Did you want a slice?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm not a super cake guy, but
Okay, so before we even cut the cake and give Goody his birthday cake, we're gonna wrap this up. We thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and to
Share and to also tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend
tell a blood clot friend.
so we can all be friends.
Okay.
See you next week.
Thanks, guys.